Hello and welcome to our new series highlighting our experiences and giving you some advice and information on buying a house in France. In the UK you have the website Rightmove, which lists the vast majority of the properties for sale. In France you don't have that option, so you have to work a little bit harder to find your dream property. There are estate agencies, a lot of them though are fairly local, and there are also a lot of independent estate agents. So your best bet is to go onto Google or another search engine and type immobilier plus your location to find everyone who's available. If you're an English speaker, you will almost certainly come across Leggett. This has been founded by a British couple and has properties all over France. They list them in English and in French, so it's really great if you're not very good at French. However, don't forget that there are French estate agents out there as well, so don't just rely on Leggett to find your dream house. Estate agent fees in France are quite high. They're 5 to 10% of the property price. So a lot of sellers are increasingly selling privately, even though it's the buyer that will pay those fees. That means that a lot of Facebook groups have sprung up, and also Le Bon Coin is a good place to look for if you're looking at buying a house privately. So with regards to location, the first question will be, do you want to be rural or do you want to be in a town or city? You probably already know that one. But one thing to bear in mind is if you choose rural in France, there's rural and then there's super rural. Where we are is about 1 kilometre outside a small village. Frequently you go outside and all you hear is the birds. It would seem that we are really rural. However, it's only 10 minutes to schools, GP and small supermarkets, and only about half an hour to hospitals, large supermarkets, brico stores, and other big shops. So actually we're not that rural. In France you can easily be an hour away from the shops or more, so that's something to factor into your search. For a lot of people, access to another country will also be a factor. We wanted to be within easy reach of the UK. We're about 3 hours from some ferry ports, we've got airports nearby, and that was important for us. We knew we wanted somewhere rural, and originally we were looking for somewhere with a lot of land, which there are many properties like that in France. We wanted to create a campsite. However, when we came for our second viewing, we already had a baby and realised we had much less time and that wouldn't be possible. I think coming from the UK with no land, it can seem really appealing to buy a place with loads and loads of acres. But you do need to remember that that land is going to need upkeep or maintenance of some kind, and that does take a lot of time and effort. The ideal location for Brooke definitely would have been the mountains, but unfortunately that was out of our budget, and the same goes for the coast. Cities in France have also seen price rises on their houses, particularly if they have really good access to Paris. However, there are still great bargains to be had in the countryside. You may just want to look at transport links to other areas if that is important to you. We were looking for properties down the west side of France, inland from the coast, the Vienne and the Charente mainly. On our second trip out, we found this place slightly further north in Indre, Loire, and it's really perfectly located for us. It's rural, we've got schools not too far away, and also we're only an hour away from the large cities of Tours, Poitiers and Saumur. This is really nice for us, but also we think it's really important for our boys as they grow up and they want that city life a little bit more. A lot of factors will affect your search, whether you've got a family, you're retired, work from home or not. And this area really works for a lot of people. It's a great area for tourism, so both if you want to have a gîte and you want guests, or just for yourself. There are a lot of chateaux, vineyards, walks, bike routes in the area, and it's a really great way of immersing yourself into France. So we live on the edge of a tiny village and we've been really welcomed into the community. Everyone's really lovely and friendly. Obviously that will completely vary throughout France, but in general we found rural people to be really nice and welcoming. So that is why we chose this location. Our next video is going to be talking about the viewing process and our experiences with that. See you soon!